JJ Barea is one of the most beloved Mavericks of all time. It is so easy to root for a short, doubted underdog. He got in legendary fights, won a championship,
and he's dating a former Miss Universe.
But his journey was far from perfect. This video looks at how he made the league to really explain what happened to JJ Barea. Hey, it's Casey. Welcome to AM Hoops. Hit subscribe and notification bells for 5 videos per week. Every Friday, we drop a Feature Friday where we dig into someone's story. But this one is a request from one of our members, Mahi. He really wanted to know about JJ Barea's story and what happened to him. If you want to request a video, get a shout out, check out the membership link below. Either the join button right below this video or in the description. The first thing I have to say is the Mavericks made a huge mistake letting JJ Barea go this year.
I just enjoy it, so Dallas is always gonna be the best special place, yeah.
The Mavericks felt they had to move on from JJ to go younger, but what they let go was a leader. Luka Doncic is still just 22 years old, and JJ was the vocal presence in that locker room. In fact, in a recent interview, JJ said Luka is amazing, but he's got a long way to go.
He's still a kid, Jay. He's still chilling. I think he's still chilling. He's still growing. When he starts really training and really working and really like getting ready for the NBA, he's gonna be a monster.
When I hear that, I think of the Miami Heat and how they keep Udonis Haslem on the bench for this exact same reason. It is a shame JJ isn't still around, but just making it to that point was a minor miracle. Again, JJ is 5'9" tall. I mean, he was listed at 6 feet, but JJ once said in an interview he would laugh during introductions because, quote, "Me and about 20,000 people knew that was a lie." So to make the NBA at that height, you must be laser focused from day one, right? No. JJ Barea never even dreamed of making the league. He just played because he was good at it and it was fun. Actually, he was a prodigy tennis player. Dude was ranked #1 for his age in Puerto Rico, but he quit because he loved being part of a team. JJ's first basketball team was at 5 years old, and he was already scoring like this. JJ was ambidextrous at that age. He could dribble with both hands, lay it up with both hands. His best skill was ball handling. JJ never did a single ball handling drill in his life. Literally a natural. But because of his height and his unknown status, he only had one scholarship offer to Northeastern. Only one NBA player ever came out of Northeastern, but again, that wasn't a problem. He wasn't trying to turn pro. His big break, though, didn't come in college. It came playing for the Puerto Rican national team. In 2003, the U19 championships were in Greece. Eventual #1 overall pick Andrew Bogut won MVP, but JJ got 3rd place in MVP voting. He led the tournament in assists and got the 2nd most points at 27 a game. That put JJ Barea on pro radars and the NBA dream was born. Instead of leaving school, he played his senior year, then went undrafted to the Dallas Mavericks. So this is already an amazing story. Just the 7th Puerto Rican to ever make the league, and he was just 5'9". But no one cared about his cool story on the Mavericks. His coaches and teammates doubted he could actually play in the league. So Coach Avery Johnson barely played him his rookie year, 6 minutes a night in 33 games. Mostly JJ played in the D-League and balled out. He had multiple D-League 40-point games, but when year 3 started with a new coach and the same doubts, JJ had enough.
I went into his office and I was like, "Coach, I think you should play me. I think you should try me out. And if it don't work out, you sit me back on the bench." And he was like, all right, good. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. And he did it. Next game, at the end of the first quarter, and I think I had 8 points at half and like 4 assists. And from that day on, that's when I noticed that I could fit in and I could play here for a couple years.
A couple of years turned into a 14-year NBA career. Coach Rick Carlisle wasn't afraid to play JJ in a 3-guard lineup with Jason Terry and Jason Kidd. Kidd was Barea's favorite player growing up, and now he was catching passes from him and hitting big shots.
And Barea will try to give it to the
Barea's role became a bench playmaker and scorer who ran a lethal pick and roll. His reputation became a small dude who didn't back down. There were nasty fights with star players. The time he shoved Blake Griffin to the ground.
Hey, there's a flagrant 2 on Barea, and he is ejected from the game.
The Andrew Bynum elbow in 2011.
Okay, that's one of the most bush league things I've ever seen in a game. That's disgusting.
Bynum actually apologized on a minute 30 long voicemail after that. But the most infamous fight was with John Wall. Wall got in JJ's face and called him a midget. So JJ fired back. None of your teammates like you. Actually, no one in the league likes you. Okay, basically, JJ Barea was a pest and a flopper, but also key to the Mavericks title run. Dirk was at his peak. A talented veteran Mavs team beat the LeBron-led Heat. The undrafted kid who never dreamed of the league brought the championship trophy to Puerto Rico. When he came back though, Mark Cuban had some bad news. The Mavericks would not re-sign him to a long-term deal. The 2011 lockout meant they couldn't compete with Minnesota's $19 million deal. So it was tough to leave Dallas. I mean, he loved them, the fans and the team loved him back, but it was life-changing money. JJ played 9 more seasons after that, but really just 2 stories lead to where he is today. And the first is his Achilles tear. JJ went back to Dallas in 2014, and he suffered that injury 4 years later at age 34. It was a devastating injury at his age, and most people would be done. I mean, he already got paid 2 fat contracts, but instead of retiring, he fought back. JJ made his return last season, averaging 8 points and 4 assists a night. The second thing that happened was Hurricane Maria. JJ, as we mentioned, is a really proud Puerto Rican. He had a ton of success with the national team. The first thing he would do when NBA seasons ended was fly back to Puerto Rico. So when Maria hit, it cut him deep.
Landfall in Puerto Rico, that would make this the strongest hurricane in history to make landfall.
JJ borrowed Mark Cuban's plane to drop off supplies. He even brought back 50 people to the States, then turned around and did it all again a few days later. Before this NBA season, JJ was released 1 week after signing a $2.6 million deal. Now, a lot of people gave respect to Mark Cuban for that, but JJ wanted to keep playing. Instead, he had to say goodbye to Dallas and the NBA. After getting no NBA offers, JJ signed in Spain, where Luka was just playing. He's hoping for an NBA comeback. Maybe the Clippers need a point guard? But in reality, he should probably retire. But I cannot blame him. That attitude got him where he is today. One of the most beloved Mavs of all time, a champion, the husband to a supermodel, and a 5'9" killer on the court.